Privacy in Motion explores how your personal data fuels billion-dollar systems, while examining who controls the rules of digital privacy and what it truly means to own and protect your identity.
If you fast forward to 10 years, is digital privacy a fundamental right or a luxury?
No, it's a luxury.
Wouldn't you want the ability to maybe manage your own privacy?
Would I want it?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
A future world where your identity is the equivalent of you having your social security card and you get to say when they get to sell your data?
Sure, I guess, yeah.
People are getting popular just off of Twitch streaming them sleeping, and they're getting paid off of that.
Have you ever been paid to sleep?
No.
Have you ever been paid to sleep?
Paid to sleep?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I want to get paid to sleep.
If you guys would like to pay me to sleep, let me know.
So first, Matt, my question for you is, you work for Solana, I believe highest transaction volume of any of the major blockchains right now. How are you guys balancing out the idea of privacy on a chain that really is focused on high transaction volume, most users?
So I think in some sense, they're kind of the same thing. Like if you make the base layer as efficient as possible, then you allow for more and more complex things to happen. We just view it as making as much capacity and as flexible as possible of the base layer. And today you see that as just a lot of transactions and the chain improving week over week, month over month. Tomorrow, more complex, even just privacy features and other things come out of that, just because it's cheap and still very functional to do that while interacting with a bunch of other primitives.
What is the way we get people to value privacy as an asset versus look at it as a detriment to their easy life?
Yeah, it's a really good question. If something is incredibly valuable to something, they will jump through hoops. I think there is a little bit of a misnomer that the UX barrier is the only barrier to crypto, and I would argue that's not really the case. I mean, especially being in the games industry, most of the really popular games out there today were really, really janky and not very user-friendly at launch. League of Legends, World of Warcraft, even Fortnite. Like these games were pretty bare bones or just kind of thrown together at launch. It really just takes some entrepreneur or somebody to really think of what is that case that unlocks something that people just need. I think people really like having notoriety in games, but they want to have choice behind that notoriety. Like you can prove to everybody that you got some achievement or you own this character, you can sign, whatever that might be, but you don't need to. You can be anonymous until then. The current games industry is arguably just like a customer acquisition into obfuscation of how much money you're paying me business. Like I know that's a maybe cynical way of viewing it, but it's an ad business. People come in and then they just pay the application a bunch of money and the money never leaves. Now it's just obfuscated just enough that you feel like, oh, I just paid an extra $10, I'll get to the next level or whatever. Just not necessarily knowing that somebody else is paying $100,000 per year on their character set, so you'll just never catch up to them. And that would be very deflating for much of the player base if the business had to expose all of their, all of that activity. So if you did see how much money the Roblox, the Fortnites are making and exactly how, I think individual users would be have a lot more scrutiny on those. And so putting it just very transparently on chain can be bad too. So I think both basically user and business protection I think would benefit a lot from some privacy features.
See, you bring a great point, which is we often talk about privacy through the lens of what are users exposing?
Yeah.
You're mentioning something I think is fascinating, which is the idea of what is business hiding?
Generally speaking, people overestimate what's going to happen in 1 year, but very, very much underestimate what's going to happen in 10 years. Email started off as, just kind of this way to just send basic messages and then maybe some cat pics and stuff. But now you DocuSign billion-dollar deals. The level of which that type of thing is just absolutely taken over so quickly, but it didn't really happen in a year. I think that's the same position we are right now. It is pretty clear to most people that the current financial infrastructure and payments layer is ready to be disrupted.
If scalability without sovereignty leads us back to surveillance, what kind of future are we really building? As we dive deeper, we move from protocol to people, exploring how privacy must be taught, understood, and demanded by everyone, not just engineers.